Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome back to Talk That Talk. We have a lot to talk about because there is some craziness going on with the baby and Dani Leigh. So we'll just start off with them because they have been on social media just spilling all of their own business. All right. So I'm scrolling on Instagram and I'm seeing the baby basically calling Dani Leigh his side chick, only a side piece, and basically trying to publicly embarrass her and play her. Now, Dani has his 3-month-old baby. Okay, if you've been following this whole story between them, the baby has been going back and forth between his baby mama Mimi and Dani Leigh. All right, so the baby and Dani are basically outing each other on social media. So he basically has her and their 3-month-old baby staying in his house, and he was kicking her out. So he was on live basically saying, she's just my side piece, she's crazy, help me, telling people who was in the house to call the cops and all of that stuff, right? And she was basically pissed off and trying to get on his live, and they were just going at it, okay? Now, the baby has been going back and forth between her and his other baby mama, Mimi, who I believe is currently pregnant right now, which is just, all of this is just a mess. So Dani basically started posting on her story and just showing all of these timestamps of her and the baby going out, him having her out in public, and she said he's bought her so many things, and she's basically trying to prove that she's not a side piece and that they really had a relationship. Now, can you imagine being somebody's baby mama and you living with him and all this other stuff, and now you got to go online and try to prove that you're not a side piece because he's now trying to call you just a side piece? Like, oh my goodness. And she even said, she was stupid and took him back, because they did break up. Once she popped that baby out, they were done. And then they got back together, I guess. And, she even put that in her story or whatever, that he wasn't there when she had the baby. And, he just wasn't there for her once she had the baby. Now, from one of my favorite people that I watch, they always say the quickest way to lose a man is to have a baby by him. So, honestly, it's just playing out to be true. I would not be dating him, girl. You need to move on and find somebody who's willing to be a stepdad and be a good stepdad and good to you, because this is ridiculous. Honestly, it's embarrassing. But apparently, she did get charged or whatever. So there was something that really went on between them. I don't know if they were physically fighting or whatever, but the baby put a long message on his story, basically saying, I would like to swiftly remove myself from any of the hostile behavior put on display. This here thing has gone way too far. And, he said it saddens him and he still has a queen to raise. Now, a lot of people was saying that he did this to promote his tour or whatever, because he's like, his focus right now is solely on his new project out, the live show Killer Tour, starting November 26th. So a lot of people are saying that he did this to promote his tour. And, I really don't understand this. This was a complete mess. And it's just so embarrassing to watch. It's really embarrassing to watch. So comment down below what you guys think of this shenanigans. Now, the next thing we have to talk about is the City Girls. So there is all of this controversy going on because Carisha, aka Young Miami, she was doing a performance at the summit with JT, of course, as the City Girls, because we both know they both did solo projects. And shout out to Carisha for having her song Rap Freaks, hit the charts. So they did a performance at the summit, and basically it just looks like Young Miami just leaves the stage or whatever. They're like, shout out to whoever, and then she just all of a sudden just goes, drops the mic off at the DJ booth and leaves, but JT is still on stage. And there was a bunch of tweets going on basically explaining the situation from JT and Young Miami. So JT goes, I wasn't confused that Carisha walked off. I knew the show was over. I was confused on how to end the show, being that it was a very short show, and we both walked to separate ends of the stage to say bye to everybody. My side was just further from the exit. And she's like, before y'all ask why I'm just saying something, it's because usually she ignores situations and I didn't want to bring attention to it. And y'all get very weird when I speak. So I just wanted to blow it over as it would have after a couple other posts or whatever. So Young Miami also addressed the situation. And somebody said, and this is why it's hard to sympathize with you, talking about Young Miami. 1 minute you normal, next minute you bipolar. It just may be that time of the month. And she said, I never asked for you to sympathize with me, weirdo. And then she also said, somebody said, don't be walking off stage after MF's paid to see you, girl. And she said, girl, the show was over. What are you talking about? You wanted me to stay in there and smile? F you, basically. So she did address the situation on Twitter, but the video looks bad. The video looks like, the show isn't over. And clearly, JT kind of aired it out a little bit, but she clearly didn't mean to, because if she was confused on how to end the show, that means that the show was over as far as them performing, but she wasn't like, all right, y'all, we out. Young Miami literally just walked off the stage. They didn't formally end the show. So it's just like, come on, girls, get it together, communicate, give each other a little side eye look or whatever, be a team, because this looks very much like y'all don't get along or y'all don't communicate, or it looks like y'all don't work well together. Y'all already doing solo projects. Y'all don't know how to end the show together in unison. It don't make no sense. But comment what you guys think down below, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.